I want to talk today about a mistake that I see a lot of people making. And it's really one of those mistakes where if you're aware of it, then you can fix it. Now, although I'm specifically talking about colour pencils here, it does kind of apply to most drawing. So things like graphite as well. So let's imagine that you've started creating a drawing. You spent a really long time getting a really good and accurate sketch. Maybe you've used something like grid methods to really help get everything exactly in the right place. Let's say that you've also got all of the right materials. You're not doing anything like drawing on printer paper. You've got proper artist paper and maybe some good quality pencils. Let's also imagine that you've really taken the time to do all of your swatching. You swatched out all of your colours so that you know what they actually look like, and begun building up layers, building up a lot of the colours on the drawing, a lot of the sort of base layers. Now everything feels like it's going well, everything has been done completely correctly. Let's also say that you've really taken your time over it, you've spent quite a few hours on it to really get this looking good. So you haven't rushed it, there's no reason that it wouldn't look good. And then people seem to do something that I think is a little bit confusing. They finish. Having done all of that prep and building everything up, they just stop what I think is halfway through. And I'd say it usually happens around this kind of point of a drawing. But do you know what? I do sort of get it. It kind of in a way looks done. You can't see any of the white paper anymore. There is pencil everywhere. And because colour pencils take a long time to build up, a lot of time has already gone into it at this point. And because you've spent quite a few hours drawing, you kind of feel like you're done. So that is the mistake. Thinking you're done when you're really not. So if you keep going, if you push past this point and get to the kind of stage where you're burnishing, where the paper is fully saturated with colour, this is the difference. It's completely different on what can be achieved. All drawings go through what I think of as a ugly duckling phase, but they do come together at the end. And I think it's being aware that this phase does exist and that it will improve. I think you should keep going even if you're not feeling it right now. It's not looking like it's going to be very good. Really persevere and go until the end. I don't think that you can judge a drawing at this kind of stage. So let's have a look at some of my older drawings. I'm going to show you the kind of areas that I think a lot of people would usually stop. And then I'll show you how much more I added to it after that point. Now, I hope that this shows or proves to you that you're on the right track earlier than you think. It's kind of recognizing that it will turn out okay. And I think the more experienced you get with drawing, it does get easier. You can kind of visualize a bit better what it will look like at the end. That said, I do think you can go too far the other way as well. You can overwork a drawing, although I do find that this is a lot less common. I also personally find that it doesn't look as bad if you overwork than if you underwork. At a certain point, if you're overworking, it stops just looking drastically better. I generally find it kind of just stops making a difference. I guess ultimately it does come down to experience both ways. If you do want extra guidance through this process, if you're feeling a little bit unsure, I do have a huge amount of full tutorials on my Patreon, so we can do the drawing together. All of my drawings include a detailed tutorial, real-time footage as well. I include swatches of all of the colours I'll be using, the reference photo and sketch outlines in case you're a little bit unsure on how to get an accurate sketch. And I have not only colour pencil but also graphite and pastel pencil. Check out the link below. Now what I want you to remember is that everyone is always improving. And that could be from learning to persevere or for just generally improving the techniques and the methods that you use. If you want to see what a massive difference you can make over what I think is a relatively short period of time, check out this video here where I talk about how I've grown. Alright, I hope you found this video helpful. Happy drawing guys, I'll see you in the next one.